Airbus didn't see it. Boeing laughed it off. Now, they're both in panic mode because something just hit the aviation world that could destroy everything they've built. An electric plane, silent, lightning fast, and priced like a pickup truck, is about to upend the skies. And it's not coming from the usual suspects, it's coming from Elon Musk. While legacy airlines clung to fuel-guzzling engines and billion-dollar fleets, Tesla was quietly engineering a machine designed to break them. This all-electric plane takes off vertically, charges in under 45 minutes, flies up to 600 miles, and, get this, costs just $79,999, not per engine, not per seat, the entire plane. This isn't some half-baked prototype. It's a fully functional electric plane with Tesla's next-gen battery tech, high-efficiency motors, and an autopilot system adapted for the skies. It's built to dominate short-haul routes, destroy the private jet market, and force the airline industry to make an impossible decision: adapt or die. Because here's what they don't want you to know. Nearly 50% of all global flights are under 600 miles. And this electric plane was built specifically to take them out. No fuel, no engine roar, no pollution, just clean, quiet, ultra-efficient travel that undercuts the entire system. The rules of flight just changed. And if Boeing and Airbus don't rewrite their playbooks, they'll be grounded while Tesla takes off. This isn't just the future of flying, it's a declaration of war on everything the aviation industry thought was safe. If this caught you off guard, hit like, smash subscribe, and buckle up. The skies are about to change forever. While the aviation giants were busy fine-tuning fuel-burning jets and lobbying for subsidies, Elon Musk made his move. Silently, surgically, and without warning. No press conference, no flashy prototype reveal, just a leak. One number, $79,999. And the aviation world hasn't stopped shaking since. An electric plane, real, scalable, and cheaper than most pickup trucks, is now threatening to upend the entire flight industry. It's not built for billionaires, it's built for disruption. You see, Tesla didn't just build a plane. They built a weapon, one that targets the soft underbelly of the industry. Short-haul flights, private aviation, and bloated operational costs. And they're coming for all of it. Legacy players laughed when Musk disrupted the auto industry. They shrugged when SpaceX landed rockets like lawn darts. But this time, the threat is different. Because Tesla isn't asking for permission. It's rewriting the flight manual. And the craziest part? This electric plane wasn't even supposed to exist, at least not this soon. So how did we get here? Why is this plane such a big deal? And how can something so small strike fear into the biggest names in aviation? Let's break it down. Nearly half of all global commercial flights are under 600 miles. Think New York to Boston, LA to San Francisco, London to Paris. Short-haul routes that are cheap for passengers, but brutally expensive for airlines. This is where Tesla's electric plane hits hardest. With a projected range of 400 to 600 miles on a single charge, this machine isn't trying to cross oceans. It's aiming to wipe out the most vulnerable 50% of today's air traffic. The routes where fuel costs are high, downtime is deadly, and environmental pressure is mounting fast. And it doesn't just fly differently, it operates on a completely different economic model. No jet fuel, no turbines, no complex engine systems, just high-efficiency electric motors powered by Tesla's signature battery tech. The result? An estimated 50 to 60% reduction in operating costs compared to traditional jets. Now imagine that multiplied across thousands of flights per day. Airlines that adopt this tech could cut fuel bills in half. Maintenance costs drop, turnaround times shrink, and emissions almost zero. And while the rest of the industry experiments with biofuels and slow regulations, Tesla's already moving at full throttle. No noise, no pollution, no waiting. It's a silent killer, designed to undercut, outspeed, and outlast everything that came before it. This isn't just innovation, it's aviation's iPhone moment, and it's only just taking off. So how does this electric plane even fly? Let's be clear, you don't just swap out jet fuel for a battery and expect to take off. The physics of flight don't care about hype. They care about energy density, and that's exactly where Tesla cracks the code. At the core of this aircraft is a next-generation battery system, likely built around Tesla's 4680 lithium-ion cells, the same cells powering the Cybertruck and Model S Plaid. These cells deliver around 300 to 350 watt-hours per kilogram, nearly double the density of older EV batteries. But here's where it gets serious. Tesla's R&D pipeline is already eyeing solid-state batteries which could push energy density beyond 450 watt-hours per kilogram. In aviation, that leap is revolutionary, because weight is the enemy of flight. Every kilogram shaved off means more range, more passengers, or smaller batteries. With energy this dense, Tesla's plane can hit a 400 to 600 mile range without touching jet fuel. That range doesn't just look good on paper. It strategically targets the most profitable and frequent flight routes on Earth. Routes where traditional jets are wasting millions on fuel, maintenance, and turnaround time. And Tesla doesn't stop at raw power. Their thermal management systems, honed from years of EV performance, ensure these batteries operate safely under extreme conditions. No overheating, no mid-air failures. It's not just about flying, it's about doing it safely, efficiently, and repeatedly. This battery tech isn't a theoretical edge, it's Tesla's secret weapon. And unlike legacy airlines, Tesla controls the entire stack, from cell chemistry to powertrain integration. Vertical integration means faster innovation, lower costs, and zero reliance on third-party suppliers. Boeing outsources batteries. Airbus waits on regulators. Tesla just builds, and that's why this plane doesn't just fly, it glides straight into enemy territory, fully charged and ready to kill the combustion era. Now, what good is an electric plane if it takes hours to recharge? That's where most electric aviation projects hit a wall. But Tesla? They brought a sledgehammer. Enter the Tesla Megacharger Network, the same high-output charging system designed for the Tesla Semi, now retooled for flight. These chargers deliver over 1 megawatt of power, enough to juice up the plane's battery from 0 to 80% in just 30 to 45 minutes. Let that sink in. That's less time than it takes to refuel some commercial jets with kerosene, and without the toxic fumes, spill risks, or complicated pressurization systems. It means this electric plane could land, charge, and take off again, all while passengers grab lunch or have a quick meeting. For airlines, that's a scheduling dream. High turnaround equals high revenue. For business travelers, it's seamless mobility. For private owners, it's pure freedom. And because Tesla already builds its own charging hardware, software, and energy storage systems, they're not relying on airport infrastructure. These megachargers could be deployed at regional airstrips, private hangars, and even rooftop vertiports, bringing aviation into places traditional jets can't even touch. Compare that to current electric aviation projects. Most are stuck with slow, ground-based charging or require custom infrastructure that doesn't exist yet. Tesla is thinking infrastructure first, just like it did with its supercharger network. And they're likely to bundle these chargers with Powerwalls, solar support, or megapacks to ensure energy availability anywhere, anytime. Let's not forget, downtime is the death of profitability in aviation. Every minute a plane is on the ground, it's losing money. Tesla just erased that bottleneck. And in doing so, they've created something no competitor currently offers. An electric plane that doesn't just fly far, it flies often. The only question left is, when it lands, will anyone else be able to catch up? Jet engines are loud, complex, and brutally expensive to maintain. They burn thousands of gallons of fuel per flight, require constant inspections, and contain over 25,000 moving parts. And now, they're about to be replaced by something that barely makes a sound. Tesla's electric plane doesn't use turbines. It uses precision electric motors, the same core tech that powers the Plaid, Roadster, and Tesla Semi. These motors operate at 95% efficiency, compared to just 27 to 38% efficiency in traditional jet engines. That alone is a death sentence for combustion-based flight. Fewer moving parts means fewer failures, no oil changes, No massive cooling systems, no complex gearboxes, just instant torque, ultra-smooth rotation, and barely any vibration. And because electric motors are modular, they're easier to service, swap, or scale. But let's talk sound. Jet engines scream at 130 to 140 decibels during takeoff, louder than a rock concert or a jackhammer. Tesla's electric propulsion, it's expected to cut that down to just 40 to 50 decibels, about the volume of a quiet conversation or a modern dishwasher. This changes everything. Noise pollution is a huge issue in urban areas. Airports pay fines. Residents complain. Night flights get restricted. But a near-silent plane, that unlocks entire flight paths no one dared use before. Imagine flying out of a neighborhood airstrip at midnight and no one hears a thing. And with zero emissions, these motors don't just silence the noise, they clean up the sky. The result? A propulsion system that's lighter, cheaper, quieter, cleaner, and terrifyingly efficient. Jet engines had a good run, but Tesla's motor just pulled the plug on their future. If Tesla can teach a car to drive itself through a crowded city, what happens when that same brain is uploaded into the sky? Meet Tesla Autopilot for Aviation, a flight assistance system designed to take over the most dangerous, error-prone moments in any journey: takeoff, cruising, and landing. This isn't full autonomy, not yet. FAA regulations still require a human pilot. But what Tesla's building is a co-pilot that never blinks, never gets tired, and never makes the mistakes that cause over 70% of all aviation accidents. Using a fusion of sensors, radar, and real-time AI processing, the system can manage altitude, navigation, weather tracking, and collision avoidance faster than any human. It doesn't get overwhelmed, it doesn't panic, and it never gets distracted. The result? A projected 30% reduction in pilot workload, which not only makes flights smoother, but drastically improves safety margins across the board. Let's go deeper. Imagine a turbulent descent into fog. Most pilots are sweating. Tesla's system is already calculating alternate routes, rerunning approach vectors, and scanning for low visibility landing strips in real time. And it gets better over time. Thanks to machine learning, every single flight becomes training data. Every storm, every hard landing, every reroute. The more it flies, the smarter it gets. Today it assists. Tomorrow it could co-pilot. In 5 years, pilot optional could be on the table, and not just for rich execs, but for short-haul commercial routes where cost-cutting and safety are everything. Meanwhile, traditional aviation software is still stuck in cockpits built on 1990s interfaces. Tesla's not just replacing engines, it's rewriting what it means to fly smart. And while Boeing and Airbus are still patching legacy code, Musk is coding the future at 30,000 feet. This isn't just a plane, it's a statement. One look, and you know it wasn't designed by traditional aerospace engineers, it was designed by disruptors. Tesla's electric plane borrows its design language from supercars, not passenger jets. The body is sleek, aerodynamic, and aggressively minimal, with a narrow fuselage, sharp contours, and wing angles optimized for maximum lift with minimal drag. Every curve screams speed and efficiency. Why does that matter? Because in aviation, drag is the silent killer of range. A 10 to 15% reduction in drag can translate to dozens of extra miles without changing a single battery cell. And Tesla isn't just reducing drag, they're eliminating it with surgical precision. The materials? Lightweight carbon fiber composites and aerospace-grade aluminum alloys. This cuts down total airframe weight by up to 20% compared to traditional planes, meaning smaller motors, less energy consumption, and longer range, all without sacrificing structural integrity. Inside it gets even more radical. The cabin is clean, futuristic, and fully modular. Think more private lounge than airline seat row. Seats recline and swivel, adapting for productivity, relaxation, or even in-flight meetings. The entire space is engineered around passenger comfort, not just cramming bodies in. But here's the kicker. It fits 5 to 7 passengers, just like a high-end SUV, but flies them in total silence. This is what flying was supposed to be. Quiet, smooth, and seamless. No cramped cabins, no engine vibrations rattling your seat. Just luxury-level design in a clean, efficient machine. It's not just redefining electric flight. It's redefining what a personal plane should look and feel like. And for the first time ever, private aviation doesn't have to feel industrial. It can feel electric. Flying has always come with trade-offs: noise, discomfort, carbon emissions, and claustrophobic cabins. Tesla's electric plane throws all of that out the window, literally. Step inside and you'll notice what's missing: the roar. There's no jet engine screaming behind you, no rattling fuselage, just a soft electric hum clocking in at 40 to 50 decibels, quieter than your kitchen dishwasher. For comparison, a traditional jet at takeoff hits 140 decibels. That's the difference between a conversation and a chainsaw. This silence isn't just a luxury, it's transformative. You can take a call, run a meeting, or simply relax without shouting over the engine. Business travelers gain productivity, families get peace, and for once, aviation feels calm. But Tesla didn't stop at sound. The entire cabin is built on their eco-conscious philosophy: vegan leather seating, recycled composite paneling, energy-efficient climate control, LED ambient lighting that adapts to time of day. It's not greenwashing, it's green engineering. Every material is chosen for low weight, low impact, and long-term durability. The layout? Spacious for a 5 to 7 passenger configuration, not just for luxury, but for function. Seats swivel and recline, allowing you to work, eat, stretch, or sleep, just like Tesla's dream of turning cars into living spaces. This plane applies the same logic to the skies. And because the motors are silent and the structure is smooth, cabin vibration is almost non-existent. It doesn't just look futuristic, it feels futuristic. This isn't about luxury, it's about resetting expectations, about proving that flying doesn't have to be loud, cramped, or exhausting. And once passengers experience this level of comfort, they'll never want to go back to a jet engine again. Let's talk numbers, because this is where the entire aviation industry started to sweat. Tesla's electric plane isn't priced like a private jet. It's not even priced like a high-end car. It's priced like a well-optioned Ford F-150, just $79,999. That's not a typo, that's the full price for the whole plane. To put it in perspective, a basic Cirrus Vision jet? $3 million. A Cessna Citation? $5 to $10 million. Even a turboprop like the Pilatus PC-12? Over $4 million. So how the hell is Tesla building a plane for under $80,000? One word: vertical integration. Tesla controls everything: battery production, motor design, software development, and even materials sourcing. No middlemen, no outsourced parts, just one hyper-optimized production chain. Combine that with Tesla's next-gen gigacasting, AI-driven factory automation, and lightweight composite tech, and suddenly that insane price tag becomes realistic. And here's the wild part: this isn't just a toy for millionaires. At $79,000, this plane could land in the hands of doctors and CEOs flying between cities, small business owners tired of commercial delays, rideshare operators offering private regional flights, and even wealthy families replacing their SUVs with a silent jet. Analysts estimate that if just 10 to 15% of affluent professionals in major cities go electric in the air, that's tens of thousands of new customers, a market private aviation never touched before. This isn't a new plane, it's a new category. A category that says, why spend $4 million when you can fly electric for the price of a luxury sedan? For the first time ever, flying a plane might be cheaper than buying a Tesla Model S. And that's not just disruption, that's devastation for the old guard. It's not built for billionaires. It's not meant to sit in private hangars collecting dust. Tesla's electric plane was designed for everyone the old aviation world ignored. Let's break it down. First, the business traveler. If you're a regional executive hopping between cities, Boston to DC, LA to Vegas, This plane saves time, slashes cost, and skips the nightmare of TSA lines and delays. One recharge over a meeting, and you're airborne again before your coffee cools. Next, the charter operators. Small flight companies are always chasing cost efficiency, but fuel, maintenance, and pilot hours kill their profits. Tesla's plane cuts all three. Less fuel, less downtime, lower costs, more flights. It turns air travel into a scalable, profitable system. Then you've got the budget airlines. Yeah, think about it. Southwest, Ryanair, Indigo, all trying to meet emissions targets and slash ticket prices. With a Tesla electric plane that runs cheaper and cleaner, they could expand short-haul networks, hit green goals, and still undercut competitors. And here's where it really explodes. Emerging markets. Places like India, Southeast Asia, Africa, where flying is still a luxury. Suddenly, an $80,000 plane that costs 50% less to operate becomes a gateway to mass regional flight. Think flying taxis, electric Airbuses, corporate fleets for the price of a diesel van. Even local governments and medevac services could benefit. Quiet, fast, clean, and deployable on short runways or small airfields. This isn't some Silicon Valley flex. This is aviation for the real world. And the legacy players? They weren't ready for this, because they never imagined a world where private flight becomes mainstream, where the average person doesn't just ride a plane, they own one. Tesla did. So now you're probably thinking, this all sounds incredible. But can Tesla actually build these things at scale? Elon Musk's answer? A loud, unapologetic yes. Tesla isn't stopping at a handful of prototypes. The goal is 10,000 planes per year, a number that would make it one of the largest aircraft producers in the world practically overnight. To do that, Tesla plans to break ground on a dedicated electric aircraft factory with 2 locations under consideration, Texas and California. Texas offers proximity to Giga Austin and low regulation. California gives access to aerospace talent, supply chains, and legacy aviation infrastructure. Either way, a site capable of producing next-gen aircraft at this scale could cost over $5 billion to launch. That sounds massive, until you realize Tesla spent more than that scaling up one vehicle line. But planes aren't cars. There's FAA certification, aerospace-grade quality control, and safety hurdles that take 18 to 36 months, even for seasoned manufacturers. Still, Tesla has 2 major advantages: vertical integration, which slashes supplier delays and cost overruns; automation, with robotic assembly lines and AI-driven quality control already proven in Giga Shanghai and Berlin. By the time legacy aviation certifies their next fuel-efficient jet, Tesla could already be delivering its 5,000th electric plane. That's what terrifies Boeing and Airbus the most. They've built empires on slow innovation and $100 million contracts. But Tesla? They're used to high-speed disruption, and they've got the resources to crash this party fast. If even half of this plan comes together, the entire economics of aviation could flip within a decade. And the rest of the industry? They'll be scrambling just to stay in the air. This isn't just another Tesla product. It's a line in the sky, and the aviation industry has to choose which side they're on. On one side, fuel, noise, pollution, bureaucracy. On the other, silence, sustainability, and a plane priced like a pickup truck. Elon Musk isn't selling luxury, he's forcing a decision. Because Tesla's electric plane doesn't just fly cleaner, it flies smarter, cheaper, and faster. It slashes carbon emissions by up to 90%, cuts operating costs by 50%, makes private aviation affordable, and does it all while leaving zero smoke trails in the sky. For airlines, that's a nightmare. Regulators are pushing for lower emissions, customers want greener options, and now there's a real alternative. If legacy carriers stick to fossil fuels, they don't just look outdated, they become obsolete. This isn't theory, it's happening. Joby, Aviation, and others are already testing electric flight, but none of them can match Tesla's price, scalability, or infrastructure. That's the difference between a prototype and a revolution, because this is more than just a new vehicle, it's a threat to the very foundation of commercial aviation. Musk is saying, why burn jet fuel at $6 a gallon when you can fly on electrons at a fraction of the cost? Why wait 30 minutes on a runway when your plane charges faster than you can eat lunch? Why scream through the sky when you could glide in silence? And now the question flips to us. Would you fly it? Would you trust this silent $79,999 machine to take you across the country, cleaner, faster, and quieter than anything else? Because the skies just changed, and if you blink, you'll miss it. If this video opened your eyes, tap like, hit subscribe, and drop "I'm on board" in the comments. Tesla isn't just taking off, they're leaving the competition on the runway.